Hi everyone, and welcome to a short demonstration for the VCT 241 Fundamentals of Design course within the University of Phoenix. In week one, you're asked to work smarter with master pages. In this assignment, you're going to create a 4-page InDesign document that includes the following: master pages with numbering, running headers, and running footers, content on a page that is linked to a master page, custom page sizes other than the standard 8.5 by 11 with a half-inch margins all the way around, wrapping text around an object on a master page, displaying the use of that text wrap on a page within a document. This presentation is going to walk you through how to get started in Adobe InDesign for this particular assignment. We are using Adobe InDesign CC for this particular assignment. We're going to make a new document. It is set to be 8.5 by 11. One of the things you're going to notice right away when making a new document is it's not measured in inches. It's actually measured in picas. It's the common default measurement for any print design. So what we need to do is we need to change the size. The assignment specifically asks to have the size be something other than 8.5 by 11. So I'm actually going to change it, and I'm going to make it 5 inches. And if you type in IN, it will change it to picas. It will change the calculation for you. It will do the conversion for you. And then I'm going to do 7 inches. I want the orientation to be portrait versus landscape, and all that merely does is it flips the sides. The margins, I want to make sure are 0.5 IN, which just still converts to 3PO. I don't have any columns or gutters yet. I can add those later. So the number of pages, I'm going to need 4 of them. The start page is 1, and then the facing pages. So that's how I'm going to set up my document. I'm going to hit OK. And what I suggest always opening is your Pages panel. Most of the panels are located on the right-hand side of the workspace. You can adjust your workspaces. I am on Essentials, so you could change them to something else. But Essentials do a great job to have all the tools that you need for the basic page design. And your Pages panel will be on this side, or you can go underneath View, and that will pull up all of your windows as well. So I see that I have my 4 pages. I have none and a master, and then all of my pages within. The 2 pages that are side by side are actually considered a spread. So think about it when you're flipping through a magazine and you have 2 pages that are side by side, that's considered a spread. So here's my master. It's just a spread. And your master is used so that if you have elements that are going to be the same on every single page, you can just develop a master and it will apply to any pages that you tell it to. So in this case, we have to decide and include page numbers, a running footer, and a running header, and an image that has a text wrap around it. So first I'm going to grab a text frame. Okay, so what this actually means is I can't just click and type. You probably have figured this out already. I have to make a text frame that I can type in. So I want to make page numbers. I made a text frame simply by clicking and dragging. To make the page numbers, you need to go up to Type, Insert Special Character, Markers, and then Current Page Number. And this will make the letter A. Okay, that's what you're going to see. So I'm using my selection tool, and I want to center it in my text frame. So if I right click, I can go to text frame options, and I can align it center within that text frame. Hit OK, and then I can also center it right here along my options. So, nope, I meant to center it back. All right, so I need to center it, and then I'm going to go back, grab my selection tool, and I'm going to center it back in the center. And you're going to have to do this on both sides. So both sides of the spread, even though they're considered a spread, they're actually separate pages. So you do need to do that on both sides. So go under Type, Insert Special Character, Markers, Current Page Number. And again, I want to center it. I'm going to grab my text frame options. It's also in my menu bar up here. I can change the font size and character. It's underneath this quick drop down here. We also can adjust our character settings under Window, Type and Tables, Character, and I can adjust it right there. So maybe depending on my theme, maybe I want something scripty, and we did have a discussion about different places you can go find fonts if you want. I wouldn't go too big on the size of the font for the page numbers, but you do need to make sure that you apply it on both sides. And that is how you insert page numbers. Another one of your requirements is to create a running head and running footer. So this design is completely up to you. I would tend to keep it very simple. So what I might want to do is grab my rectangle tool and perhaps put some sort of rectangle along the bottom. Fill it with a color. We could also do a stroke. That would work for my running footer. Perhaps up in the top, I could do something with a line. There's a lot of different options that you can do. I'm going to give it a color. What's awesome about the lines is that there's different thicknesses, different ways the line's laid out, so you wouldn't have to really work too hard to put multiple lines together. And that actually might look pretty good at the bottom too. So this is starting to come out into a good page layout. I need to add my graphic frame that's going to hold my image. So I'm going to grab the graphic frame. It's right underneath the pencil icon. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm using these as placeholders for the actual page. So if I am putting together a magazine, what's nice about using a master page is I can apply it to all the pages and have a general template that I could easily apply to text and pages. So here's my graphics frame. I'm going to come back to my graphics frame in a minute. Across the top, maybe I want to put that this is a header. I want to format it a certain way, for instance, so I want to use that same script font I had. Maybe I want to bump up the size, change the color, and I want to center it. And I want to center it in the text frame. All right, and I'm just merely putting in these text frames. For this image, there's a lot of different options it has. One of them that's required in the assignment is to apply a text wrap to it. The text wrap options are across the top here, or you can pull it open in underneath Window, text wrap. I prefer this, just the tools look pretty more clear to me. So I want it to wrap around. And what's nice about InDesign is if you mouse over it, it will tell you what that particular function does. So I want it to I want to give it space on the top, the left, and the bottom. I don't really care about the right so much. So what I can do is I can keep pushing these up so I get the space I want around it. And then I can unlink them and take off the right. So that's what it means by text wrap. Another thing, I can make my text frame for my text, and it is going to then wrap around that box. So that's how you need to set up this master page. Then what you need to do is you need to come back to your pages and see how it applied it all to one side. So when you drag and drop, it applies the master page. Now I don't have anything on this one side, so it's not applying it there. So it's only applying it on one side. So if I was to have my other side with something in the graphics frame or on that master page, it would apply it. If you decide that you don't want that master page on a particular page, you just drag and drop the none. Or if you want to apply it, you drag and pull. Okay, so that's going to get this all set up. So I'm going to go back to page 2. Now, you may notice that you can't do anything with these. It's not selectable. So in order to click on it and work with it, for Mac, it's Command-Shift-Click. For PC, it's Control-Shift-Click. So I want to Shift, Command, Click, and now I can edit that. So now I can say Disney. And it's taking that I've used and created. So it took the same font, the same color, and the same size and applied it. So that's going to be the same way with this image. I want to be able to work with this image. I'm going to do Shift click. It actually clicked the text frame. I want to grab the graphics frame. So I need to go back to this master page. And I think that text frame is in front of it, so I need to go Object, Transform, or Object Arrange, Send to Back. So that brings my graphics frame forward. And because it has the master page accepted to it, I should be able to now do Shift, Control click, and grab that image, which I might not be able to. So I'm going to do Object Arrange, Send to Back. So I may need to work on this image a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this text frame and I'm actually going to pull it off to the side. Now I'm going to do Command-Shift-Click. That makes it open. File, Place. I'm going to find my image that I want to place. I'm going to hit Open, and there's my image I want to place. There's multiple ways you can handle working with this image. I just clicked on it and it becomes this brown box, so I can scale it down and I can move it into place. I can also select this graphics frame, right click on it, fitting, fit content proportionally, and that will fit that image right into that frame. So then that gives me some playroom, and if I hold Shift, I can move it around. Now notice it's not affecting my master page, it's only affecting this particular page. Another quick trick, if you want to just fill in some filler text, is in this text frame. If you go up to Object or Type, Fill with Placeholder Text, it fills with a particular, it just fills with Losorium Iptum text, and as you can see, the image is now wrapping, that text is now wrapping around that image. So those 4 things will fulfill your requirements for this particular assignment in working with the master frame. If you have any questions, please let your instructor know.